Hey guys, so today I am going to be coloring in a My Hero Academia character that I drew. His name is Shouji. He's supposed to look like this. He has, it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting, but he has like 4 appendages on him, and his power is basically he can create any type of appendage on so these are supposed to be like stubs, and then he has 2 hands, but on the stubs he can create like different body parts like ears, mouths, whatever he wants. So yeah, so I'm just going to start coloring and kind of explain as I go along. So I'm going to use PB72, which is Napoleon blue, to first color in his mask area. So I actually chose to draw Shoji because I thought he would be good practice for like drawing arms and stuff like that. Just because normally it's difficult sometimes to draw arms in different poses, and since he has like 6 of them, I thought it would be good practice to actually use. Shoji is one of the more underappreciated characters in the show just because he's one of those background characters that's like, oh, he's just there for the most part. But people normally like don't always remember him, or they don't always mention him because he's kind of just like in the background for the most part. But I think he's super cool, even though like he's not really like a big main character or one of those bigger side characters that they have in the show. They actually have he actually has a cool quirk power, so kind of makes up for the fact that he's just in the background, and he's really interesting. um the one thing that interests me the most would be his mouth. He always wears a mask, but they never showed or revealed. Well, I haven't read the manga, but the manga is further along in the story. But to the show, they haven't really revealed how his actual mouth looks like. He's just been wearing his mask every single time in class and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where it's like you don't know what he looks like completely. Which I think it leaves some mystery to the character, which is still pretty interesting. It's just you're like waiting for the moment that they actually reveal it eventually. To be honest, he kind of has this like edgy look to him, this like mysterious, with how like he's wearing his mask and like his hero suit. So I'm done this part of the mask, and it's kind of like one piece for like his clothing, like his hero suit, but when he wears like other regular clothing, his mask is normally like this separate piece that just goes to his neck. Sorry for the weird angles. I'm literally drawing around the tripod, so kind of struggling here, but I think I got it. I know it's been a couple of videos in where I said, oh, I'm getting used to a tripod because I bought one recently, but literally, again, haven't been filming much with it, so it's gonna take some time to learn, like to be comfortable drawing around it. Okay, so his mask is done. The other part that's blue is his belt. So I am going to color in his belt. I think his hero suit is interesting, but not overall my favorite in terms of design. For me, it looks cool because of the mask, but the rest of it, oh no, just the design overall isn't my favorite, but it does look nice. Trying to leave that circle for that one detail in between, so that way the marker doesn't bleed into it because I'm coloring it afterwards. I think on his leg area too, he has like some sort of like some blue, so I'm just gonna color that in too. Okay, and that's complete. And now I'm gonna shade it in with PB70, which is royal blue. This is kind of a lighter blue because I don't have like a super like a darker blue compared to this. The other blue that I used to actually color him in is like the darkest blue that I have, so I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that I don't have all of the colors. And before I started filming, I realized I don't actually have like the proper blue for this part, so it's gonna look lighter than it's supposed to, but at least it will be similar. I prefer to be accurate, but sometimes you don't have the right color. And then I'm gonna shade in his belt just a little. Okay, so that's done, and then I am going to use B67, which is a pastel blue. Again, I don't really have like this lightish blue like in the photo. It's kind of like a denim color blue, to be honest, which I don't have, but I'll still be shading the blue in anyways, so hopefully that makes it a little bit darker. So I'm gonna start coloring. I think the most difficult part about drawing with like coloring with art markers is that they bleed into things quite often, depending on like what paper you use. I think the thicker paper you have, the less bleeding you'll have, but because I'm just using printer paper, it kind of like bleeds through. So in that case, I have to leave more space compared to what I drew, so that way when I'm actually coloring in, it won't bleed into it completely and ruin the shape. I think there was once I drew a dragon and he had like rings all over his body, but then most of the stuff I didn't leave enough space, so kind of got a bit messed up. Okay, so that's the top part, and then I'm gonna do the bottom part. I still didn't get like a table to draw on, so kind of crouching on the floor and my feet are falling asleep, which is really uncomfortable, but I'm used to drawing like this because my body's like uncomfortable sitting in different positions apparently. I'm gonna color this in later with the chisel tip so it takes up more of the surface area faster, but I'm gonna color in this first. Okay, and then I'm going to switch to the chisel tip just to color in this. Takes less time. Okay, and then I'm going to use a B62, which is a marine blue. It's kind of like closer to a denim blue, but it's more of a, I don't know, it's like a muted blue. It's dark, but not super dark, so it'll help with like shading in stuff. And then his belt area, I'm just adding more shading. And what I'm trying to do is just shade under his arms more, so that way it looks like they're over his clothing. Also his hands. Okay. And then I'm going to use it's kind of a light yellow for his belt, and then it's kind of shaded into like a goldish color. So I'm going to use Y45, which is canary yellow, for this part. Ooh, I knocked my tripod, I'm sorry. And then the parts in the middle are actually colored black, so when I'm outlining I'll actually do that, but I'll do outlining in a separate video. So yeah, so I'm gonna use Y44, which is fresh green. It's called fresh green, but it's more like a golden brown color. It's just to shade a little bit of it. And then for these small buttons here, I'm going to use WG 0.5, which is a warm gray. If I can open it, sometimes it gets stuck. I'll show you guys on camera. Sometimes it gets stuck in, like, I've cleaned a couple of these before, but then it just gets stuck again, so I guess I need to thoroughly clean it one day. Right, so that's my shoji drawing colored in completely. And then my next video, I will be doing an outlining video. If you want to see all the process work for him, you can check out my description box below. All my social medias there. If you like and follow them, you can get like new posts every single day. I post at least twice a day, so you can see process of drawings that I do. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video, and my next video will be outlining shoji. So yeah, bye.